Hello gamers, geezers, and everyone in between. My name is Greyhawk, and welcome to the Geezer Gamer. Today, we're going to talk about esports and streaming. Not long ago, I was streaming when my friend Ron called me up. I don't get to talk to Ron often, so I stopped mid-stream to pick up his call. He asked what I was doing, and I explained that I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube. What do you mean streaming? Well, I broadcast myself playing video games and people hang out and chat and watch. Well, why would anyone watch you play a video game? Well, why do you watch the NFL or the NBA or any other sport on TV? Well, no one's going to watch me play football. Well, yeah, that's because you suck at football. Why I happen to be very good at video games. Now that started a conversation where I explained not only how individuals stream, but what esports are as well. Ron had no clue any of this existed, so I figured that there are other folks our age out there that didn't know as well. So let me give you some of the basics. For many video game franchises that are team-based and have been around a while, there are professional leagues. Games like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Valorant, Dota, Rainbow Six Siege, Apex Legends, and so on. But to explain why esports are compelling, I'm going to focus on Call of Duty and the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is comprised of 12 teams from around the world. Each team has 4 professional players. The bigger orgs also have coaches and analysts. This means that the league is comprised of 48 of the best players of this video game in the entire world. This is the same for any esport you want to watch. You'll get to see players do things on the map that you may only dream of doing yourself. In that way, it's very much like traditional sports. I started getting into the CDL in 2019. Now mind you, I had never played Call of Duty at that point. I saw a video on YouTube that was talking about one of the esports orgs I had recognized from some of their content I had seen previously. That org was Optic Gaming. A bit more on them later. Anyway, that year Call of Duty became a franchise league where the buy-in was reportedly $25 million per team. The billionaire head of Activision convinced his billionaire buddies that the Call of Duty League could be run like the NFL. They created a city-based league, and being from Chicago, I decided I would follow the Chicago Huntsmen. Now, there were rivalries from Call of Duty World League that had previously existed, but all new teams had been put together for the CDL. Now, the travel from city to city and all of the live events were going to be kind of an insane new level for esports, so I wanted to watch to see how it developed. But then, after the first live tournament, where everyone got severely sick, the league had to go online when the pandemic hit. Yeah, apparently most of the Call of Duty League contracted the virus before anyone knew what it was. So when the world shut down, esports didn't. They just moved away from in-person events and had everyone play online. Some teams kept in a bubble while others had everyone playing from home. But at a time where all other professional sports were in limbo, Call of Duty was able to provide something to watch every week. I became hooked. Not just because it was the only thing to watch, but because of the major dynamics around this esport in general. Now first off, the league is super impatient. When teams aren't winning, there will be roster changes. In fact, at the time of making this, we are only 2 weeks into league matches, and one team has already benched a rookie and brought in a new player. So unless you're one of the very top teams, you're likely to see roster changes often during the season. So this creates rivalries between players and teams that make it fun to follow, and can also create some insane storylines. Remember that Optic organization I mentioned earlier in the jersey I'm wearing? Well, 2 seasons ago they won champs, which is essentially the Super Bowl of COD. So they kept the same team going into the following season. During the season, they made 5 or 6 roster changes and at one point lost 16 straight maps. It really looked like Optic had no chance to finish strong until they made another roster change and brought in a rookie from Challengers, the minor leagues of COD. Now, after bringing in this player, the team clicked and won champs again, going back-to-back as Call of Duty champions, becoming the first org to ever do so. Then to cap off the season, they won the COD tournament at the Esports World Cup. The EWC is a huge Saudi-backed tournament across 25 esports where organizations compete to be the best overall ranked org in the world. So even the top team in the world had a ton of drama and an insane comeback storyline. It was really fun to watch. Now, what makes it even better is that many of these players stream themselves playing. You can get on Twitch and see pros scrimming, playing pickup games, or even playing wagers for money. This adds a whole new level of interactivity to the sport. For one, you can watch their gameplay from their perspective and see what decisions they make on the map. You can see what gun loadout they use and how they approach each game type. This helps you learn the game and get better yourself. You can also actually chat with these players. Anyone streaming generally has a chat room filled with viewers who are talking with each other and the pro. Some of the pros interact a ton with viewers and fans. You can ask questions and actually get answers directly from the players. You never get this kind of interactivity with traditional sports. The interactivity is part of broadcasts too. Many of these esports have watch parties where a prominent streamer or group of streamers watches the broadcast and comments on what's going on. For a real-world comparison, the Eli and Peyton Manning Monday Night Football co-broadcast is a watch party. They talk about the game, give commentary, and have guests. It's exactly what happens for every esport. You can join a chat room filled with a bunch of fans and chat about the matches and teams and interact with the streamers and hosts. You feel far more a part of the action and a community than you ever do watching an NFL broadcast. Now also, as a long-suffering Miami Dolphins fan living in the Midwest, I can't watch every Dolphin game unless I pay the NFL hundreds of dollars a year. I can watch every Call of Duty match and never have to shell out a dime. I can enjoy any team, no matter where I live. Also, esports matches are almost always recorded and saved on YouTube for posterity, so I can miss a weekend and catch up just by browsing YouTube on Monday. Once again, unless I pay extra for the privilege, I can't do that with the NFL. So for me, I actually enjoy watching Call of Duty more than I enjoy watching the NFL at this point. For those of you that know me well, you know how unbelievable of a statement that is. So I really encourage you to find your favorite team-based game and do some research to see if there's a professional league. If there is, watch some recent matches and see what you think. You might find yourself enjoying it quite a bit. Finally, I want to explain streaming just a little bit more to people who are new to watching twitch.tv or live streams on YouTube. Now, anyone can stream what they are doing. It doesn't have to be video gaming. It could be DJs doing a set, or people talking politics, or people just talking life in general. For me, streaming is a way of taking something that can be isolating and making it more communal. I've started streaming all of my gameplay to show older gamers that there are other folks out there like them. People who are competitive and like to play and talk shit, but are more mature and don't want to have to deal with all the slurs and shitheads that abound online. I'm making this content because I want to have other geezers come together and enjoy this awesome pastime. Video gaming is for everyone, and I want to help Gen-Xers get back to the things we used to love. I'm going to put a bunch of links in the description of this video to help you get started. There's an awesome COD news channel from the Tactical Rab that'll keep you up to date on everything Call of Duty. Then there is the Scump Watch Party from Optic and the Flank Watch Party from Zuma, so you can watch either of those to keep up on all the league matches and all of the tournaments. And then one streamer I'd like to highlight is Methods, or Anthony Zinni, who is a content creator for Optic and a former pro. Watching him during the pandemic helped me make the decision to do this. He took a bad situation in his own life and turned it into something positive, all the while fighting for men's mental health and against any stigmas associated with that. So Zinni was a bit of inspiration when working on the Geezer Gamer. Now, hopefully I've helped explain esports and streaming a bit and have given you some incentive to check things out for yourself. Please do like and subscribe, as that is the only way to get other geezers to see this content and for us to grow as a community. So you will find me streaming several times a week, and you can find video of those on demand on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, gaming is for everyone. GG's. We'll talk to you next time.